everyone who finally follows what we recommend is intelligent, and anyone who doesn't, well, they're just horrible, selfish moron.
Well, I mean, I hate to laugh. It you know, you've called it a hat trick.
Yes.
It's I mean, the amount of things that the establishment has been able to accomplish with this is really stunning.
Breathtaking.
I'm sort of breathless at the moment. And this particular, I mean, this is hardly a meme because there's so much fine print, you know, like over gesticulation by the CDC and this stupid analogy. And look, we're going to reduce it to thumbs up, thumbs down, 2 thumbs up. Like, this is literally, I said it to my wife earlier when I had to read over the new rules for the pool that we pay good money to go to. Yeah, they're reopening, but under new restrictions. Why did everybody just get so retarded? Literally, this is a retarding event for a lot of people. They are strategically placing lawn chairs such as to ensure social distancing requirements by the county and state at the pool. But they admit, okay, you have to sanitize your hands before entering the pool area, but then you jump into a chlorinated pool, which they go out of their way to say in this email, you know, it's been shown coronavirus cannot be transmitted in a chlorinated pool like ours, you know. But they also indemnify themselves of any liability and say you're here at your own risk. And I'm like, well, if I'm here for my own risk and I want to get less than 6 feet from someone in the pool, they're also requiring reservations 2 days in advance for 2 hours only, 25 families only ever at the pool.
What?
And I'm like, this is retarded.
Wow. So yeah, it's
per the governor, per the mayor, per some guy. Where's Steve Schul? Where is he?
Oh man, Schul, former owner of the Indie Weekly.
The Indie Weekly, which is a horrendous
rag,
authoritarian rag, apologist, a Nazi apologist, really.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's all about setting up the new aristocracy. You know, we're the people who get to. We don't have to wear masks, you know, but we're going to enforce that the plebs have to wear the masks.
What do you think's going to happen when the retail goes away and they have to roll out the drone delivery only to prevent the spread, and all this I mentioned it to you on the break that I kind of feel like we're in sort of like a fake North Korean town in a way. Like, we've got all these strip malls and commercial real estate that is just like a husk. Even the schools. Think about the all the the Ivy League schools and all these dormitories and stuff like that. None of that stuff is being used right now. And when it is, it remains to be seen, because what's the experience going to be like when I go to a bar? I have to sit 6 feet away from everybody or I have to sanitize my hands before I get in the pool, and are people going to be minding me and just like standing over me? Like, don't run was always annoying to me as a kid. Because I might fall and hurt myself. Okay, I get it. I get it. We got to have some rules, but this is taking it to a whole new level. And it's just think of the all the destitute populations and how they're going to be made even more destitute through this. They're going to move into that commercial real estate. Your local, around the corner there are malls closing.
Right.
You know,
JCPenney.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see squatter populations
Massive.
moving into these places, and
just like the favelas in Brazil, you know, basically shanty towns that crop up inside these megastores.
right.
You're going to see that probably nationwide here.
Well, with the what's hitting the news a lot, what is it in Minneapolis? The
Yeah, that's a nice little window into that nationwide possibility.
Here we go. What's Oakdale,
Oh yeah,
Minnesota, right?
Minnesota.
Now, I heard I saw somebody say, don't judge the cell phone camera. You got to see the body cam footage. And
Right.
sure, yeah, I'd like to see. Oh, this is not the link I thought I was clicking here.
That is interesting, in the sense that now this viral putsch, you know, and all the compliance measures that people have to start to follow, it's being rolled in to the identity politics, the SJW ideology, and it's getting to the point where, you know, the virus is yet another window into environmental racism. You know, I've seen a lot of this kind of talk as well.
Environmental racism?
Right.
Can you explain that?
So, like, if there's, say, a lower income neighborhood next to a dump, right, and there's toxic runoff from the dump, and it affects that low income population who happen to be majority Latinx or Afro-American,
Mm-hmm.
then you have, you know, an injustice that has to be remedied.
Uh-huh.
So anytime there's a disproportionate effect on whatever the sample size of the community that may be considered minority, again, only, of course, we're not talking about worldwide populations. We're talking about only in predominantly white countries that are increasingly not really white countries anymore. But the reality of it is that, yeah, you have this huge drift towards pointing out anything and everything that needs improvement in the society as being the fault of the majority population.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about some of the most egregious acts of self-hatred seem to be committed by white people, right? And I can say that for myself. I've known many white people who, you know, would denigrate white people as being racist in conversation in order to gain favor with the group psychology.
Right.
That was this showing of, you know, I don't know, self-sacrifice, I guess they thought it was, and virtue signaling. I'm talking about multiple people I've known throughout my life making various comments about white people and just sort of impaling themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm racist.
Right.
I'm admitting to it. That's because we have to admit that in order to fix it. And it's crazy what you know, people do to themselves when they harbor this sort of ideology.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're watching here, if you're listening, you can check this video out, Zetetic.news, are the reactions to really the media hype that was surrounding a police officer. The man died, right? So
yeah,
he died. So
and
he was kneeling on his neck.
Yeah,
and
obviously unnecessary. The guy probably had all kinds of pre-existing health conditions, and he probably couldn't have put up much of a fight. So I mean, it definitely is a brutal overreach, and this is a notorious problem with